This Shabbat we have two Torah portions, and we're actually finishing the fourth book of the Torah for this year. We're finishing the book of Numbers. It's very exciting, and when we finish a book, we always say, may we go from strength to strength. It's the second book that we're finishing online, virtually, during the COVID-19 period, and yet we should say, may we go from strength to strength, even with a stronger voice, hoping and praying that we will go from strength to strength many more times in our lives, finishing many books, studying Torah together, praying here at the temple together, and reading from the Torah together. I hope and pray that soon we will be able to do all of that in person. But until then, I promise that we will do whatever we can to somehow bridge the physical gap, and through streaming and Zooming and whatever technology there is out there, make sure that we continue to pray together, to study Torah together, and to read together. There's a great lesson in our Torah portion this week. There's a moment, a very tenuous moment, a moment of controversy, almost a fight between Moses and the leaders of 2.5 of the tribes of Israel. It's actually right after a great victory. Israel wins the war against 2 of the kings that are on the other side of the Jordan, kind of the wrong side of the Jordan. We will never reach the promised land in the Torah. Only after the Torah is finished in the book of Joshua we get to the promised land. So we are almost in the promised land, but we are still in the other side of the Jordan. And we just won and conquered 2 kingdoms. And 2.5 tribes are coming to Moses and saying, Moses, the grass here on the other side of the Jordan is much greener than the grass in the promised land. They actually say that. And we want to stay here. We don't want to go to the promised land. We have a lot of sheep, a lot of flock. We want to stay where the grass is greener. Moses is furious. And he says something that became a slogan in Jewish culture, in the way we see ourselves. Moses says to them, will your brothers go to war and you will stay here safely? They tell him that not only that they will not stay safely, they will go with their brothers and sisters to the war. Actually, they would go in front of everyone, leading the war, and only then, when the war is won, they will settle in the other side of the Jordan, pursuing their own happiness, their own greener grass, their own pursuit of what is good for them. And this teaches us a great lesson. There are times where we should have the freedom of choice, where we should pick the way we want to live our lives, where we should have the freedom to choose what we do and what we do not do. Those are times of peace, at ease, when there is no crisis. But Moses, in his great moment of leadership, and Moses has many great moments of leadership, and the people of Israel are teaching us that at time of a crisis, similar to the time of crisis that we have now here in the United States of America, we need leaders that would tell the people that this is not a time for free choice and just to do what is convenient for you and ignore the others. That this is a time that if we'll not unite, battling whether it's an enemy of war or an enemy which is a pandemic, if we will not do it together, if everybody would just do whatever they want, then we will not be able to win the war. We need again leaders like Moses. Shabbat Shalom, and may we continue to go from strength to strength